In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can make friends with everyone, no matter where you go. In other words, we're covering manufactured magnetism. And what I mean by that is not teaching you how to be fake and get everyone to like you through fake tactics and things like that. What we're talking about is what to execute internally if you find yourself in your head when you're meeting new people, how you can get out of your head, get into their head, into their heart in a way that you guys feel connected and the other person leaves with a high opinion of you. Now, what we're covering is some assumptions that you're going to make when you enter a social situation. And forewarning, it takes a bit of delusional optimism at the start. And as you gain momentum, you're going to establish a positive feedback loop from your environment that reinforces the beliefs that I'm going to share with you today, the underlying beliefs I use going into a social interaction to help me present my best foot forward. So the first one that I think you'll find resourceful is going to be, number one, assume everyone wants to meet you. What I mean by that is you've got to think about the context. If you've just got introduced to a couple people inside of a friend group, they're standing there. First off, why are they there? Why would they come to this social outing if they didn't want to meet new people? The other thing is putting it internally, why would they want to meet you? This is where self-esteem comes in. And what can help you here is making a list of all of the brilliant reasons why somebody would want to meet you. You can list out some of your talents. You can list out what you bring into friendships. Are you the type of friend who people can rely on? If you're in a dating context, are you a great partner, a partner who doesn't cheat? You know, list out your values, things that'll amp yourself up. Make a list of why people would want to meet you. And before you go out, you want to focus on that list internally, or you can put it in your phone and read it before, but you want to assume in every single social interaction that that person wants to meet you. Along the same lines, you want to assume they're going to be better off after meeting you. So as soon as you enter somebody's life, you want to assume that you are a gift to their life, not in an arrogant, cocky, self-important, narcissistic way, but just realizing that you are the type of person that can bring presence, advice, or just hold a safe space for this person. A lot of times when I'm meeting business guys who are a lot further above me, these are guys I have up on a pedestal. I used to get really self-conscious about that because I didn't think I could bring value into that scenario. A lot of times those guys get different value from me. I'm the young, spunky 30-year-old dude, and they get inspired by seeing that light in my eyes, seeing that hunger. Or maybe I can bring some biohacking stuff to the table. They teach me some business, and we've got this even flow of information exchange. And sometimes it's just presence. It's just being there just because you're a human. You don't have to exchange information or value of any kind. Sometimes just being in a room with each other helps. Sometimes people are lonely. A lot of times people are lonely. That's why we're out there socializing and meeting people. So sometimes just being there is value in itself. So when you walk into that social situation, assume and know that they are going to be better off after meeting you. Now the third and probably the most powerful is to assume everyone you meet has a gift of their own. This could be a skill. This could be a way that they perceive the world, a new opinion on something you haven't quite heard yet, different life experiences, or just a different energy signature that you find intoxicating. Everybody on this earth has a gift, and it's your job to identify it internally, recognize what their gift is, and acknowledge it publicly. And what I mean by that is, I'm not talking about flattering or complimenting somebody, although those can be fine methods for getting somebody to like you. What I'm talking about is creating platforms for somebody to demonstrate their gift. So let's say you identify that one of the people in this group that you just met has nice, witty humor. Lay them up a joke that you know they can riff something off of. If you see somebody's got a beautiful smile, make them laugh so hard they smile and somebody else compliments them. Another example might be, say you see a shy dude in the group and he's not talking much. He's being overshadowed by these extroverts. Well, ask him his opinion on something intellectual, right? The politics, the current stuff that's going on with the politics. Let him voice his opinion. Serve up that platform for him to shine. And when they leave that interaction, that dude is going to love you because you allowed him to speak his voice and get acknowledged publicly for his gift, where everybody else was just trying to impress each other and drown out his shy voice. So in essence, don't try to impress people and charisma people. You want to set the layups, the platform for them to impress the people inside of the group or to impress you. And they're going to feel good as they see that admiration in your eyes or in the people's eyes as you've created that layup. And when they leave that interaction, they're going to feel good about you. Now, the last one, and the one I see most young men and young women messing up today, is you got to assume everyone wants to hear what you say. So you've got a lot of people speaking with meek voices, or they'll start to explain a subject and cut it off about halfway, not finish the thought. They're worried about their pronunciation not being correct of a big word that they're maybe trying out for the first time, or explaining a concept for the first time that's only been internal up to this far. And a lot of people get scared of sharing that and getting rejected by the group. What you want to do is speak your mind, speak it fully, project your voice, look people in the eyes as you're delivering a point. And even if it goes south, if it doesn't come out the way that you want it to, own it. Just laugh at yourself, goof it off, and move on. People will respect that confidence, and nobody wants to hang around somebody who's insecure, too insecure to even voice their opinion. You got to be willing to take a risk and willing to try to jump to conclusions in conversation, willing to say something big, willing to get burnt if you're talking about a subject that somebody else in the group knows more about. You got to be willing to put yourself out there, or people are not going to get the feeling that you're adding to the conversation. And people don't want to be around insecurity. It's something subconsciously, when we pick it up, we're repulsed by it. And it doesn't mean you're going to be the best at everything you do, the best at everything you say, but you want to be secure, at least in your delivery, and knowing that your voice is worthy, which it is. So if you need to remind yourself your voice is worthy. What you have to say is worth saying, and assume that everybody wants to hear you. Now, there's plenty of topics when it comes to getting people to like you, getting charisma going, but I think these are the underlying core beliefs that I have when I walk into a social situation successfully and make a lot of friends. This is what's running in the background of my mind, and I hope that this helps you out too. If you can bring these consciously into your system and try and execute on them, I think it'll go great for you and you'll make a lot more friends.